The door creaked open just as I arrived to help Abe pack up his apartment in downtown Seattle. Boxes scattered like remnants of a life half-lived. What I saw froze me in place. Abe, my best friend since college, locked in a passionate kiss with a stranger. Their hands entangled in a way that screamed intimacy I'd never imagined. My heart pounded as I backed away silently, but the damage was done. Questions exploded in my mind like fireworks, shattering the illusion of our unbreakable brotherhood. I didn't confront him right away. Instead, I slipped back out to my car, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. How long has this been going on? I thought, replaying every late-night conversation, every shared beer after work. Abe had always been the steady one, the guy who dated women casually but never committed. Was this why? The idea gnawed at me, a mix of confusion and something sharper. Betrayal? No, that wasn't fair. But why hide it from me, of all people? We'd been through everything. My parents' divorce, his mom's cancer scare. If he couldn't tell me, what did that say about us? By the time I returned, pretending I'd just arrived, Abe was alone, wiping sweat from his brow as he taped up a box. "Hey man, thanks for coming," he said, flashing that easy smile that always disarmed me. I forced a nod, helping him lift furniture while my thoughts raced. Is he gay? B? Does it matter? But it did, because suddenly every memory felt tainted. That time in junior year when we crashed on the same couch after a party, his arms slung over my shoulder. Had I missed signals? The stranger's face lingered in my vision, a ghost haunting our small talk. As we loaded the truck, I caught Abe glancing at me oddly, like he sensed the shift. "You okay, Jake?" he asked. I muttered something about work stress, but inside, turmoil brewed. If he's hiding this, what else is he keeping secret? That night, after unloading at his new place in the suburbs, we cracked open pizzas and beers on the floor. The conversation flowed, but my mind wandered. Why does this bother me so much? It wasn't disgust, God, no. It was the secrecy, the wall suddenly between us. I remembered my conservative family back in Texas. Dad's rants about traditional values during holidays. If they knew about Abe. But they didn't, and neither did I, really. As the beer loosened my tongue, I almost asked, but chickened out. Instead, I crashed on his couch, staring at the ceiling, wondering if our friendship could survive this unspoken truth. The next morning, Abe made coffee, humming some old tune. "Last night was fun," he said. I nodded, but my eyes darted to his phone when it buzzed. A text from Mark, the stranger. Jealousy flickered, irrational and unwelcome. "He's your friend, not your..." I cut the thought off. Driving home, I replayed the kiss, dissecting it. Was it just a fling, or something more? The doubt festered, and by evening, I couldn't shake it. I texted Abe, "Hey, saw something yesterday. We need to talk." His reply came quick. "What do you mean?" My fingers hovered, heart racing. This was the point of no return. We met at a coffee shop near his old apartment, the kind with exposed bricks and hipster vibes. Abe looked nervous, stirring his latte endlessly. "So, spill," he said. I took a breath. "I walked in early yesterday. Saw you with a guy." His face paled, then hardened. "Shit, Jake, He trailed off, eyes dropping. "Why didn't you tell me?" I wanted to scream, but instead, "How long?" He sighed. "A while. Marks, we're dating. I'm gay, man. Have been forever." The words hung heavy, and suddenly, the air felt thick. Forever? That meant our entire friendship was built on a half-truth. Anger bubbled up. "And you never said? What, you think I judge you?" But deep down, I knew my family's influence lingered in me. That subtle unease I'd felt. I leaned forward, voice low. "It's not that simple. Your folks, they're not exactly open-minded. And I didn't want to lose you." "Lose me?" The irony stung. "He's the one who hid." We argued in hushed tones, accusations flying. "You lied by omission," I said. He countered. "I was protecting myself." By the end, we parted awkwardly, promising to talk later. But as I drove away, resentment grew. Protecting himself from what? For me, that night, alone in my apartment, I scrolled through old photos of us, graduation, road trips. Each one now carried a question mark. Sleep evaded me, replaced by a whirlwind of what-ifs. Work the next day was a blur. As a marketing exec in a tech firm, I stared at spreadsheets, but my mind was on Abe. Is this the end? The thought terrified me. He'd been my rock, the one who pulled me through breakups and career slumps. But now doubt poisoned it all. I confided in no one. My girlfriend Sarah would understand, but admitting it felt like betrayal. Betrayal to whom? To Abe, for outing him in my thoughts? Or to myself, for caring so damn much? Evening brought a call from Dad. How's Abe? Heard he's moving. Innocent words, but they ignited paranoia. If Dad knew, he'd disown me for associating. The pressure built a vice on my chest. I hung up, pacing. Why does his sexuality threaten everything? Because it forced me to confront my own biases, buried deep. By midnight, I texted Abe an apology, but no reply came. The silence echoed, amplifying my isolation. Days blurred into a tense standoff. Abe's responses were curt, our usual banter gone. At a mutual friend's barbecue, we avoided each other, the air charged with unspoken words. This is what hiding does, I thought bitterly. Watching him laugh with others, envy twisted in me. Not for Mark, but for the ease he faked. Inside, I knew he hurt too. We're both paying for this. Finally, I showed up at his door unannounced. We can't leave it like this, I said. He let me in, eyes wary. We talked for hours, peeling back layers. He shared stories of high school crushes hidden, family expectations crushing. Coming out isn't easy, Jake. Especially when you're best friends from a world that sees it as wrong. Guilt hit hard. Have I been that world? My own inner conflict surfaced. Admiration for his courage mixed with fear of change. As dawn broke, we hugged, tentative peace. But the crack remained fragile. The fragile piece shattered faster than I anticipated. A week after our talk, Sarah found out. Not from me, but from a slip in conversation at dinner. Abe is dating a guy, she said, eyes wide. I nodded, downplaying it, but her questions probed deeper. Does that change things for you? Change what? I snapped internally, but aloud. No, why would it? Yet, the seed was planted, doubt creeping into our relationship too. That night, as she slept, I lay awake, wrestling with resentment toward Abe for appending my life without warning. Work became my escape, but even there, whispers invaded. A colleague mentioned seeing Abe at a Pride event last year. Didn't know he swung that way, he joked. I forced a laugh, but inside, fury boiled. Why joke about it? It highlighted the societal undercurrent I'd ignored, judgment lurking everywhere. Driving home, I called Abe. People are talking, I said. He sighed. Welcome to my world, Jake. His bitterness stung. His world. I'd always thought we shared one. But now divisions appeared, stark and unbridgeable. Family dinner that weekend amplified the chaos. Mom asked about Abe casually, but Dad's radar pinged. That boy's always been a bit off, he muttered. My blood ran cold. Off. Defending him would out him. Staying silent felt like betrayal. I changed the subject, but the meal soured. Later, alone with Mom, she sensed my turmoil. What's wrong, honey? I confessed partially. Abe is gay. Her face softened, but worry lines deepened. Oh, Jake, be careful. Your father. The unspoken threat hung. Dad's disapproval could fracture us all. That night, dreams plagued me. Abe disowned, me caught in the crossfire. Waking sweat-drenched, I messaged Mark's name into social media, curiosity overriding sense. His profile popped up, handsome, activist type. Jealousy surged again, irrational. Why him? Not romantically, but for stealing Abe's trust. The thought shamed me. Am I homophobic? No, but conditioned fears whispered yes. Abe invited me to meet Mark over coffee, a olive branch. I agreed, nerves jangling. Mark was charming, disarming my defenses with stories of their meet-cute at a book club. But as they shared glances, exclusion hit. I'm the third wheel now. Conversation turned personal. How'd you handle coming out? Mark asked me. I blinked. I'm straight. He laughed. No to Abe's news. Heat rose. It's fine. But Abe's eyes bored into me, sensing the lie. Later, he pulled me aside. You seemed uncomfortable. Honesty burst out. It changes everything. We argued fiercely, voices rising. You're making this about you, he accused. Because it is. My family, my life. It's all at risk. The fight escalated, ending with me storming out. Regret followed immediately, but pride held me back. Days of radio silence ensued, each one heavier. Sarah noticed, pressing for details. Talk to me, Jake. I unloaded. The kiss, the secrets, the family pressure. She hugged me. Love him as he is. Simple words, but they cracked my armor. Why can't I? A surprise visit from Dad ramped up the drama. Heard rumors about your buddy Abe, he said bluntly. Panic surged. What rumors? He scowled. That he's one of those. You know. Denial tempted, but truth won. He's gay, Dad. So what? His face reddened. So what? It's unnatural. And if you're okay with it, maybe you're. He stopped, but the implication lingered. We yelled, years of tension erupting. You're narrow-minded, I shouted. He left in a huff, slamming the door. Alone, sobs racked me. I've lost my father over this? Calling Abe felt inevitable. Dad knows? I choked out. Silence, then, I'm sorry. We met at a park, benches overlooking the lake. Tears flowed as I admitted my fears. I don't want to lose you, but this is tearing me apart. He nodded, eyes glistening. Me too. But hiding who I am tore me apart longer. Vulnerability bridged the gap, but pain lingered. Is friendship worth this cost? Work suffered. Focus shattered. A promotion slipped away, blamed on distractions. Blame shifted to Abe inwardly. If he'd stayed closeted. Shame followed. Therapy crossed my mind, but stigma halted it. Instead, I journaled, pouring out conflicts. Loyalty versus family, acceptance versus tradition. Sarah proposed a double date, me, her, Abe, Mark. Reluctant, I agreed. Dinner started awkward, but laughter eased in. Mark's stories humanized him, dissolving jealousy. Yet, when Abe touched his hand, unease flickered. Progress, but not perfection. Driving home, Sarah said, you're trying. That's enough. But was it? Doubt persisted. A bombshell email from Dad. We need to talk about your influences. Ultimatum vibes radiated. Heart sinking. I realized choices loomed. Side with family or friend. The weight crushed. Sleep elusive. Why must I choose? The ultimatum arrived via a tense phone call from Dad. Cut ties with Abe, or don't come home for Thanksgiving. My stomach dropped. Choose between blood and bond? Rage and sorrow collided. You can't dictate my friends, I retorted. He hung up, leaving me reeling. Mom texted later, he's hurt. Give him time. But time felt like an enemy, ticking toward fracture. Eb sensed my distress when we grabbed lunch. Family stuff, he probed. I spilled, tears threatening. His face darkened. This is why I hid. People like your dad make it hell. Guilt twisted. My dad's the villain? But defending him felt wrong now. I'm not cutting you out, I vowed. He squeezed my shoulder. Don't ruin your life for me. The words echoed, amplifying inner war. Am I ruining it or saving it? Sarah urged mediation. Talk to your parents together. But fear paralyzed. Instead, I dove into research, articles on coming out, family rejection. Stories mirrored mine. Sons disowned, friendships salvaged at cost. One hit home. A man losing his dad over a gay best friend, regretting nothing. Would I? Doubt gnawed deeper, eroding confidence. At work, a diversity seminar triggered flashbacks. Speakers shared LGBTQ+ struggles. Eyes on me as if they knew. Paranoia peaked. Do they think I'm gay too? The thought shamed, revealing buried biases. Post-seminar, I confided in a coworker. It's tough, she said, but authenticity wins. Her words lingered, challenging my facade. Thanksgiving loomed like a storm. I skipped citing work a lie. Alone in my apartment, microwave turkey mocked me. Calls from Mom went unanswered. Dad's silence screamed disapproval. Loneliness crushed, heavier than before. This is the price? Abe invited me over, but I declined, wallowing in self-pity. Mark texted, "He's worried about you." Irritation flared. He should be. A drunken night led to a rash decision. I messaged Dad. "I'm standing by Abe. Deal with it." His reply, "You're no son of mine." Words like daggers slicing deep. Sobs racked, body shaking. Disowned? Over this? The finality terrified, regret instant. But retracting felt like surrender. Abe showed up unannounced, concern etched. What happened? I broke down, confessing the disownment. He held me as I cried. A role reversal. "I'm so sorry," he whispered, but anger simmered beneath. "Your truth cost me my family." Unspoken, it poisoned the comfort.
Vi talked till dawn, dissecting pains.
Society forces these choices, he said. But we fight back. Inspiration flickered, but exhaustion won. Reconciliation attempts with Dad failed, voicemails ignored. Mom mediated secretly. "He loves you, but he's scared." Scared? Of what? A gay friend? Hypocrisy burned. Inner monologues raged. Am I wrong for choosing Abe? Or right for evolving? Sarah's patience waned. "This is consuming you," she said. Arguments ensued, her accusing me of obsession. "It's not just Abe. It's you figuring yourself out." The implication stung. Am I questioning my own sexuality? No, but the chaos blurred lines. A kiss from her felt distant, connection fraying. A confrontation with Mark escalated tensions. At a bar, he challenged. "You're using Abe as an excuse to avoid your issues." Fury erupted. "You don't know me," I yelled. Abe intervened, but damage done. Driving home, betrayal stung anew. Even Abe's boyfriend judges me? Therapy finally beckoned. Sessions unearthed roots. Dad's rigid upbringing. My fear of rejection. "You're grieving the family you thought you had," the therapist said. Tears flowed, cathartic yet painful. Homework. Write letters unsent. To Dad, anger and love mixed. To Abe, gratitude and resentment. Reading them aloud broke barriers. Christmas approached, isolation acute. Abe hosted a small gathering, me, Sarah, Mark, others. Laughter filled the air, but my smiles masked turmoil. When toasts turned to chosen family, envy pierced. They have it easy. But Abe's eyes met mine, understanding. Later, he confided, "Mark proposed." Joy clashed with jealousy. "Congrats," I forced. Inside, why does his happiness highlight my loss? A breakthrough call from Mom. "Dad wants to talk." Hope sparked, but caution tempered. We met at a neutral cafe. Tears, accusations, apologies. "I don't understand," he admitted. "But I don't want to lose you. Progress, fragile. Can we rebuild?" Yet doubts lingered. Back with Abe, I shared the update. "Good for you," he said, but tension underlaid. Our friendship evolved, but scars remained. Is this victory or compromise? The fragile reconciliation with Dad unraveled spectacularly at a family reunion. Cousins whispered, eyes darting to me. "Heard about your gay friend," one sneered. Dad defended weakly. "It's his choice." But the disdain poisoned the air. I left early, fury boiling. Choice? Like it's a phase? Calling Abe, I vented. "They're all hypocrites." He listened, but weariness crept in. "Jake, this fight's exhausting me too." The admission hit like a gut punch. Am I draining him? Sarah delivered an ultimatum. Us or this obsession? Arguments peaked, her packing a bag. "You're lost in this drama." Door slamming echoed my shattering world. Alone, mirrors reflected a stranger. Hollow-eyed, broken. Who am I without them? Inner screams deafening. You've sacrificed everything for what? Acceptance? Therapy intensified, delving deeper. Your anger masks grief. the therapist probed. Sessions unearthed suppressed emotions. Admiration for Abe verging on envy. Why can't I be as brave? Dreams blurred boundaries, waking confused. Am I straight? Panic surged. Identity crumbling. A betrayal blindsided. Mark confided in a mutual friend about our bar fight, twisting words. Gossip reached work. Jake's unstable. Promotion denied again. Career teetering. Blame arrowed to Abe. Your world invaded mine. Confrontation brewed. We met at his place, tension electric. Your fiancé's spreading rumors, I accused. Abe defended. He's protecting me from your volatility. Volatility? Rage exploded. I've lost everything for you. He countered. No, for your principles. Don't blame me. Words escalated to shouts, doors slamming. Friendship fractured. Irreparably? Isolation deepened. Mom's calls. Dad's softening, but give space. Space. I craved connection. Sarah's texts. Miss you, but need change. Change what? Myself? Journal entries turned venomous, resentment festering. A rock-bottom night. Alone, bottle in hand, contemplating escape. And the pain? Thought terrified, sobering. Dawn brought clarity, seek help beyond therapy. Support groups for allies of LGBTQ+ beckoned. Stories shared mirrored mine. Losses, gains. One man, I lost family, gained self. Resonance struck. Reaching out to Abe felt monumental. Voicemail, I miss us. Sorry for everything. His callback, cautious reconciliation. Coffee turned to hours of raw honesty. I hid because I feared losing you, he admitted. And now we almost did. Tears mingled, bonds mending amid ruins. Dad's olive branch. A letter. I'm trying to understand. Come home. Emotions whirlwind. Forgiveness tempting, but conditions irked. Visit ensued. Tense but hopeful. Tell me about Abe, he asked. Stories flowed, humanizing. Dad listened, eyes softening. Maybe I was wrong. Breakthrough, tearful. Yet, backlash. Conservative relatives boycotted. Family splintered. Worth it? Inner debate raged. Sarah returned, tentative. You've grown. Intimacy reignited, but shadows lingered. Abe's wedding planning amplified emotions. Invited as best man, honor clashed with envy. Rehearsal dinner, toasts to love. My speech choked. Abe taught me courage. Applause but inside turmoil. Have I learned? A final twist. Dad attended the wedding, uninvited. For you, he whispered. Overwhelm crashed, joy, fear. Ceremony beautiful, vows piercing. Watching Abe and Mark, realization dawned. Love defies boxes. But costs tallied. Fractured family, strained romance, scarred friendship.
Post-wedding, reflections haunted.
Was the pain necessary? Questions unanswered. Growth bittersweet. The wedding afterglow faded into harsh reality when Dad's attendance sparked family war. Aunts unleashed vitriol via group chat. Traitor to our values. He defended, my son's happiness matters more. But the rift widened. Holidays canceled. One step forward, two back. Guilt consumed. Did I force this? Sarah proposed marriage amid chaos. Let's build our family. Joy fleeting, doubts assailed. Am I ready? Therapy revealed. Turmoil unearthed latent questions. Explore your identity, urged the counselor. Panic. What if I'm not straight? Nights tormented by what-ifs. Abe's journey mirroring potential mine. Confronting Abe post-honeymoon. Your coming out changed me. He nodded. In good ways. Ambivalence? Mostly. Honesty deepened. I envy your certainty. He hugged me. You'll find yours. But envy turned resentment in dark moments. Why drag me into your truth? Career imploded. Fired for performance issues. Gossip the real culprit. Job hunt grueling, rejections piling. Blame cycled. Society, family, Abe. Everyone but me? Mirror monologues brutal. Own your choices. Mom's health scare amplified stakes. Stress-induced hospitalization. Dad blamed the drama. Visit bedside. Fix this family, she pleaded. Tears. How? Reconciliation dinner disastrous. Arguments reignited. Dad stormed out. Mom wept. Irreparable? Sarah's patience snapped. Choose us or wallow. Ultimatum echoed Dad's, irony biting. Packing, she left. Emptiness suffocating. Alone truly. Drunken call to Abe. Everything's gone. He arrived. Support unwavering. We'll rebuild. But dependency shamed. A pivotal moment. Attending a pride rally with Abe. Crowds vibrant. Stories empowering. Strangers hug. You're brave. Brave? Laughter bitter internally. Yet, seeds planted, acceptance blooming. Dad's apology call. I was wrong. Let's start over. Emotions tsunami. Forgiveness versus grudge. Accepted but warily. Family therapy suggested, progress incremental. New job offered hope. Inclusive firm. Thriving, confidence rebuilt. Sarah returned, ring on finger. Wedding planning. Abe best man. Symmetry poetic. But scars throbbed. Reflections. Losses tallied. Old friendships faded. Family bonds strained. Gains. Authenticity. Deeper connections. Worth the trade? Years compressed into moments. Abe's child adoption. My support unwavering. Dad's gradual acceptance, attending events. Yet undercurrents persisted, subtle judgments. Inner doubts. In quiet nights, questions lingered. Did I betray my roots for progress? Or evolve beyond them? The story ends here, leaving one to ponder. Was Jake's unwavering loyalty to Abe ultimately a selfless act of friendship, or a selfish escape from confronting his own unexamined life?